Hello. What are you laughing at? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 8th episode of Otaku Gathering. Temeth is laughing, and I don't know why. Explain yourself.
I I I've gone on to the anime society,
Yeah.
and it was just one of the pictures that came up.
Oh
In a
dear.
second,
Don't
I'm
don't
just
share
going.
don't share it.
Well, you'll see it later.
Yeah. All right. So this is episode 8. It's kind of an important episode due to the fact that the Naruto manga ended today. So I haven't read it. Temeth, take it away.
Okay, so today I was expecting one. I was just thinking, okay, it's going to be a one episode week, and then next week we're going to have the final one.
Hmm.
Nope. Nope.
Release both of them in one go.
We had a 2 chapter day, which was really fun. Like Manga Panda, which is where I read it because then I get the quickest. Admittedly, support the official release, but I need my Naruto quick.
Well, yeah, it's hot. I don't even know if you can get Shonen Jump over it, but if you could, I would order it.
Yeah, it's difficult. So what happened was it came down to it, and Manga Panda's servers kind of broke.
Yeah, they had a bit
today.
They had a couple too many people watching or reading.
Yeah, so you would have pages that were just completely and utterly broken. You would try to read it, it wouldn't show the image. You go back to it, still wouldn't show the image, and eventually you would go onto a different website, find that page, read that page, go back onto Manga Panda to actually carry on.
Yeah.
That was over both chapters. I actually had quite a few issues with both chapters.
Yeah.
Although, I have to admit, we had one standard looking chapter, which is black and white, and then we had a full colour final chapter.
So the last chapter was in complete colour.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That doesn't happen a lot.
No, I felt kind of special for that.
Yeah.
But it got me the feels, bruh.
So I've begged Temeth not to spoil anything for me because I've not read the manga. I will read it now it's finished. I'm going to buy as much of it as I possibly can, as quick as I can, and read all of it.
Yeah.
So Temeth is going to try and avoid spoilers as much as he can. Apart from one spoiler, which I'm going to ask him once he's more or less finished with talking about the episode. But he's going to tell us if he thought the episode was good. Oh, sorry, the volumes were good. The chapters, I can't speak.
Yeah.
He's going to tell us whether he was happy or not with the ending, and what he would like to see in the future from Naruto, if anything.
Right. I'm going to split this up.
Yeah.
First chapter was kind of a bit of a buzzkill.
Okay.
It was nice in the sense, fight ended, everything, like, the fight kind of ended last week. And we knew that, well, it's kind of known that both survive.
Yeah, I kind of had it ruined for me by seeing people's pictures.
With the film being close to being released, we all knew that both were going to survive.
Yeah, they've released concept art for the pair of them, so
yeah, this is a thing that I really want to point out. If I had have been the people at Shonen Jump with Kishimoto and the people that were making the film, I would have waited until after the chapters had been released.
They could have released it tomorrow, and it would have been so cool to everyone.
Yeah, because it kind of ruined the final couple of chapters.
Yeah.
The final fight, because we're all there like, both of them are going to survive.
That's why I said I had avoided everything to do with the last movie. I didn't want to watch any trailers on it. I didn't want to know anything.
Yeah. This is the worry. So that happened. There was another major spoiler when it came down to the final movie. Like some of the concept art that came out. So if you've seen that, I don't know if you did.
I've, as I said, I've avoided it as much as I can.
Yeah. So that happened. So it was kind of a bit of a buzzkill. And then Sasuke did things.
Sasuke always does things.
Yeah, like, spoiler alert, but not spoiler. Because concept art hasn't really shown him as being part of Konoha.
Okay. Yeah, he looks like a Mexican. Just thought
Yeah.
I'd say that. He had a pancho on.
They all meet up. We have Sakura kind of turn around to Sasuke and say, "I love you, Sasuke. Please come back to me." And like, he's actually a good guy now.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. But then he disappears. He just turns around and goes, "I need to leave. Go on my own adventure.
Yeah.
Go across the world to try and find out what's going on."
Yeah.
So we're like, right, okay. So after Naruto's kicked your ass, done everything that he's done, you've made up, you think that he's your brother now, and now you're leaving.
And then he pulls a Houdini and leaves.
It's like,
So,
right. That was kind of chapter 699, which was everyone came out, and we saw him again!
You mean Jiraiya,
Captain
right?
Yamato!
Oh, Yamato made a return.
He had a panel.
One thing I will say, was you happy with the ending? I'll put it like this: if there was no news that there'd be Naruto the last movie, as far as everyone knew, there was nothing after this. This was the absolute last chapter.
Both chapters that came out.
Yeah, if 700 was the absolute last chapter, there'll never be anything Naruto after that, apart from the series. Would you have been happy with it?
No.
You'd have been pissed.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's a big downfall for anything. I've always said the ending is the absolute most important part of any series.
We'll get into that when I come down to chapter 700.
700. Okay.
On to chapter 699. If it had ended at chapter 699, I would have again been pissed. Because we saw everyone kind of be released from Infinite Tsukuyomi. And we had a feel. We had a feel moment. We saw a funeral.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you know the character's dead. The funeral I'm on about here.
I don't know. But
Neji.
carry on.
It was a Neji funeral.
Oh, okay, a Neji funeral.
In which, actually, we saw Naruto and Hinata together, like, stood next to each other.
Yeah, I see a picture of that before.
Yeah, no, like, as if he was consoling her.
Yeah, that was the picture that I had seen.
Oh, right. Was
Yeah.
this the spoiler that you were going to go on about?
No.
Right.
I don't want to know about their romance. I don't want to know about the romance. I want to save it.
I'm keeping it quiet.
One thing I reckon the anime at the moment, apart from the last episode, which we just had, they're doing it better than the manga. Almost everyone has said so.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think you kind of have to leave them on two different planes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
It's the same with like any movie to do with the book.
Yeah,
you can't class them on the same type of system.
Yeah, when people always say you should read the book, I'm always like, fuck off. I'll do what I want, mate.
Yeah. Right, on to chapter 700, because 699 was a really weird chapter.
Mm-hmm.
700, we had a time skip.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Time skip in full colour, we saw what Konoha looks like
Now, basically.
It's kind of weird to explain. I think, from what it looked like, it was after the final movie.
Okay.
But it might have been just before the final movie. We're not too sure on the timeline.
Yeah, I heard it was quite a big time skip as well. It was
really
several
was.
years. Yeah.
This was. We saw Naruto fully grown up. We saw all of the Konoha 11.
Yeah.
I think we called them.
Apart from the dead one.
Apart from the dead one, yeah. The Konoha 10.
It sounds better as 10. Although 10's one of most 10.
To all living their lives.
Yeah, just
and
living.
We did see 1010.
Yeah, for a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes me laugh. With
Jeez. Why didn't they kill her instead of Neji? Fucking Neji.
Because Neji was actually someone that you would care about
Yeah,
dying.
it mattered. But,
Literally, she showed up. She was in the village selling shit.
Oh, wow.
She was in a shop. She owned a shop.
So,
Shurikens and stuff.
yeah,
And
a
she's
weapon.
like, yeah. And she just turns around and goes, well, I'm not making much money anymore because there's not much fighting.
Yeah, can't
that
sell
was it.
weapons. But so what? Because I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much, we can't talk too much about this. Unfortunately, I wish I had have read it. If that makes sense, I wish I had have read Naruto in a way.
I wish that you had, because then we could have had this full conversation.
Yeah, but now it's finished. I'm gonna read the son of a bitch as quick as I can.
Please do, so that then we can get this conversation cleaned up. But if you don't complete it by March next year, we'll be having this conversation anyway.
Yeah, March next. What? So what's that, like 5 months?
Yeah, by the sounds of what I've been reading from Kishimoto and the people on this massive project that are out, that's been announced today. By the way, massive project including the movie, more side stories on Kakashi, Naruto, all the main characters, all are having like little side stories, as well as another set of manga coming out explaining what happened afterwards.
Yeah. So, as I said, my plan is to read the manga as quick as I can, get caught up, finish it, basically. And then we, on this show, will have a discussion in which we will go into complete detail about it. We will go full on in, compare, because by then the anime should be finished as well. We could completely compare the anime and manga. And we could talk about the manga incomplete as well as the anime. So that should be a good episode. But, so one thing I want to quickly ask before I get to my little spoiler I want to know about. So you said you wasn't happy with the ending. In a way.
No.
How much are you looking forward to the stuff that's coming?
I'm really, really looking forward to the stuff that's coming, if they do it correctly.
Yeah, because they could fuck it up.
Yeah, the issues were with this one, we had chapter 700, which was kind of like in a bubble.
Yeah.
We saw major things happen. I can't go into them because you haven't read it. So, major spoilers were said all throughout today. And I really want to know, like, what's happening. We had this kind of... We saw each of the little, like, pairings, each little relationship. Slightly. We saw the academy. We saw children at the academy. We saw ex-tutors. We saw new tutors.
Yeah,
we even saw some... We even saw Konohamaru.
That's what I was about to ask.
We saw him, so that will be said about in a minute. We saw a lot of different people, including Gara. His sister.
Tamari.
We saw Tamari and her partner.
Which I'm guessing it is Shikamaru. It better be. Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. We saw Ino's partner. We saw Sai's partner. We saw Sakura, who she's with.
I'm interested. I don't want to know. I was going to ask, but I don't want to know.
We saw Chodi, who he's with.
She better be fat.
We saw...
God damn it, I really want to know!
We saw the new Gokage.
The new
Gokage. Gokage.
Which one is that?
Those are all the Kage together.
Oh, so that's like the group of the Kage, the 5 Kage, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
so
know
we
that's
saw
what they call
them. We saw the old Kage.
What, so the ones that in the anime are the current ones?
Yeah. We saw Kage that are in between the time that we were at the time.
Really?
And the time that you're at in the anime.
Yeah.
There has been another Hokage, another Kage in general.
Yeah.
Like in between those two, we saw children. We saw like the name of the children. We also saw comments on actually what Hyuga looks like when written.
Okay.
And we saw a little thing to do with One Piece.
Yeah, what was the One Piece reference?
Vandalism.
There was somebody had like painted on the wall the One Piece logo, wasn't it? The skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like the crossovers that
We'll go
Oda and Kishimoto done.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about the One Piece's little.
Yeah, we could talk about that right after I give you this one spoiler I want to know. So, first of all, it sounds like what they tried to do with this last chapter is kind of round everything up and open up the new way they're planning on going, is what this last chapter really was. So the spoiler I want to know, did they show Kakashi's face?
No.
They haven't. They never did. They never did it. Literally, I see a list where they were like, these are the 5 things that need to happen. Naruto picks who he gets with, this happens, that happens, and then the last...
Well, that happened.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Naruto is with.
But the last thing that was on the list was, does Kakashi ever show his face? And I was like, I bet he doesn't, because they've always wanted to know it, and I bet they never show it. And I'm glad they didn't.
But we saw Konohamaru all grown up.
Did he look cool?
He looked like Konohamaru.
Well, he still looks the same.
Pretty much.
That's kind of
Apart
gay.
from he hasn't got that weird hat on. He's still got the scarf.
I always found that hat funny because it made that one bit of hair stick out.
Yeah. So we had that. We saw Guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not telling you which state Guy was in.
Yeah. But, so, we'll try and move off of the Naruto talk because it is hard to talk about it. But we want to talk quickly about the crossover and the references that both Oda and Kishimoto made to each other in their ones. More One Piece referencing Naruto, because Naruto only really did one little reference to One Piece.
But it was kind of a big reference at the same time.
In a way, yeah.
The reference to Naruto from Oda happened... It was kind of a weird one. It was just like an image... give me a second. Manga Panda. I'm actually going to bring up the image so I can talk about it. I remember... Detail. Yeah. I can remember the One Piece reference from Kishimoto because it was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Right. To tell you what happened with the reference, we saw Nami in this one. Nami in a dress with the Akatsuki logo.
This is what I see. Yeah.
We also saw like a fox on the floor
with the leaf logo on.
No, not the leaf. It was just like a...
It's the swirl, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, the little swirl, which is usually for fish cakes. Eating ramen, and we saw Luffy eating ramen.
And the thing is, Nami is standing in front of somebody, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's...
if you kind of look at him, looks a bit like Naruto.
Which I like. I mean... how many chapters is One Piece on now?
One Piece is at 766, so it's 66 ahead.
Yeah, there's 66 more chapters of One Piece than there is Naruto. I like that Naruto ended on a round number of 700. That's cool to me.
Yeah.
I hope One Piece does a similar thing. I reckon they'll finish on 1,000 because he's always said he wanted to do that.
Well, it's kind of... If he does 800, 900, or... 1,000.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense. 750 would have been what I'd have liked Naruto to finish on. Because 750, that's kind of like a round number.
It's 3/4, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do you reckon they could have added another 50 chapters?
Not particularly.
No.
That's the thing. I think it came to a standard halt.
And the thing is as well, the new chapters that are coming out, They could just be called Naruto. It could just be more.
And then we'll actually have maybe
750,
50 chapters.
yeah.
Maybe 50 chapters.
Maybe more, you never know. I mean, a chapter's only 20 pages.
It would be nice. I would be happy. Just before we go into that, I'm actually going to bring up... I spoke to someone today.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, her name's Sakura, actually. She's the only Sakura which
Isn't useless.
I get on with. So, her idea actually on this week's chapter was it was a bit rushed. She didn't particularly like it. The fact that Kishimoto kind of condensed everything together in one chapter.
Yeah.
But then spent 5 chapters making Naruto and Sasuke fight.
Yeah. But I think the reason they smushed and compressed as much as they could into that last episode is to make what comes up make sense and be worthwhile. If he had either not done that, if he had not shown anything about the future, there's no real reason to watch anything after that. But he gave you little bits about the future, and now you've got to learn more. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
It's clever thinking.
That's pretty much what she said.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Everyone today has said that they're looking forward to it, although Tumblr is in turmoil, apparently.
I don't know, I don't use Tumblr. I'm not a girl.
Either do I. I'm just saying what I've seen on the massive amounts of Naruto forums I'm on.
Yeah. So do we really need to talk about One Piece much this episode? From what I heard about, it was more or less a pointless volume.
It wasn't, and it was. It's kind of weird to say. With One Piece, is that what you're on about?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I heard the One Piece volume was more or less... You didn't need to read it. It was more for fun.
It gives you more, of a chat on how the Opie fruit was given to Law. What happened to Doflamingo's brother.
I see a little spoiler about that, and I was so pissed the other day. Today, sorry.
What's the spoiler that you were given?
They were talking about somebody's life coming near an end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, for fuck's sake, why'd you put that on the title of your video?
Do you know who it was, though?
Kind of, yeah, but I just don't want to say it.
Well, say it. Spoiler alert. Skip about 10 seconds ahead.
Doflamingo's brother.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. You can come back now, people.
So, that was kind of what happened. We already knew that he was gone.
Yeah.
Because this was back in time. We just didn't know how it happened.
Yeah, that's what I meant, sorry.
It was fun, though. We had... It was kind of just like a really, really, really weird conversation at the moment.
Yeah. So, speaking of weird, I want to quickly talk about the newest episode of Naruto.
Alright.
This, I'm just going to say it, this is the worst episode of Naruto I've watched since the Kakashi filler arc.
Hallelujah. Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
There was about 30 to 45 seconds of this episode that I enjoyed. And that was the fight between Kakashi and Obito, because it looked really good. Apart from that...
It was Rin again.
Yeah, more Rin. And the animation was really weird.
I did pick up on a few things in this one, actually, that I want to bring up.
Like, characters' eyes being bonky, Rin's head being humongous for her body.
And derpy at some points.
Where she would literally just be stood there like...
Yeah. We also had Obito's Sharingan looking messed up.
Yeah, it was like all bonky. The animation was weird.
And then the guys that took the photographs looked like they had just kind of quick sketched it.
Yeah.
He didn't look like they had actually taken the time to...
No, I really thought this episode looked shit. That it just was not animated well. It felt like it was animated by different people. It didn't feel like it was animated by Studio Period anymore.
It disappointed me. Don't get me wrong.
Anytime they'd done a close-up of somebody's face, it looked bad. Every single time.
Yeah.
There was not one close-up on somebody's face that I thought looked even reasonable. Every single time it looked bad. And that's bad when it's like that every time.
She had serious issues.
Yeah. Her head, she was like a lollipop. Her head was huge.
It was all a bit messed up completely.
Yeah, but and there was nothing really new to this episode at all, apart from they kind of made the point to state that Kakashi's overrated. Basically, the part when they were saying should he really be a Jonin, or not a Jonin, a Chunin. Yeah, I'm getting that right. They were saying should he be a Chunin, and they were like, yeah, we have to promote people quicker because we've lost so many to the war. They were kind of saying he wouldn't have been promoted to a Chunin and a Jonin as quickly as he did if the war hadn't have happened and taken so many people's lives.
Because he didn't get the whole working as a team.
Yeah, he was a solo warrior. But I was so disappointed by this episode. So disappointed.
It just didn't feel like it actually had any kind of meaning behind it.
Right, if I had to rate this episode, it's a 5 out of 10. Like
that much. Animation was mediocre at best.
Below mediocre. There was one good scene that looked nice.
Yeah. Storyline just was Rin, I love you. Fuck off with Rin.
And it was more or less stuff we already knew.
Yeah. And it just didn't feel good. At all. I would give it a 3.
This was the first episode in a long time where I haven't got that feeling of ecstasy while watching it.
The feeling of, I want to watch the next episode.
Yeah. I didn't even watch the preview because I didn't care.
I did to die.
No.
And I'm disappointed because if this is... Right. The manga was so good. It had its issues today, but it was really good. The anime was, as I say, mediocre at best. I would say it was definitely subpar. It needs to be way up there. It needed to be at least a 7, maybe an 8, and it was a 3.
Yeah, all this episode was here to do was to try and make you like Obito a little bit more, and to...
It ended up making it worse.
Yeah, and to show that Naruto and Obito are more similar than you're led on to believe.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, and it was sloppily done. It was really badly done. They could have done it so much better. Just, if the animation had been better, it would have been a 6 or a 7, a good episode to average.
The time was all over the place. We didn't have a clue what was going on.
Yeah, really wasn't a good episode. I really didn't enjoy it.
Another few things. If that's how they're going to end this week, if this is how I'm going to have to end my week on Naruto, and I've got to wait till Thursday now before the next anime comes out, unless for some reason they do 701.
They won't.
Manga?
They won't.
I don't think they will. It's supposed to finish next week.
No, they won't release anymore. I don't think they will.
It was told that it was supposed to be released next week, but for some reason they released it this week. So unless for some reason Kishimoto is doing another chapter, which would be nice, please round off that little bubble bit just a little bit more, please. But if that's how I'm going to have to end my freaking week
with that shit episode, well, it's not going to end your week because we got the next episode of One Piece, but you don't watch One Piece, so that's pointless.
For Naruto, I'm now sat here like, do I really want to watch next week? Well, if it's going to be freaking Kakashi, Rin, and Obito's flashbacks again, I don't give a crap about
they won't.
Kakashi. I don't give a crap about Obito.
They won't do any more.
I don't care
flashbacks.
About Rin.
I don't think they'll do any more flashbacks. To be fair, she's one of those characters that, to me, because she's never existed in the story, in the current storyline, I have no attachment to her at all. I couldn't really care. I hope that makes sense. If she had existed and we had known her for a
She's
while,
like Sakura, Mark 1. I don't care about her.
she really is. Like, did they ever point out what like she was good at? Because I know
Healing.
She was she a healer?
Yes.
She was. I didn't know that.
She was a support ninja
Yeah.
again.
But,
oh look, we have another legendary Sannin group.
Yeah.
We have Kakashi as the douchebag. We have Obito as the perv. And then we have the Sakura.
The useless character. But, yeah, we'll more or less...
Tsunade wasn't freaking useless. That's the problem.
I don't know if you want to talk about the newest chapter of Bleach at all. Do you want to talk about it quickly?
How do I get on about the newest chapter of Bleach? It came out like hours after the others.
Yeah.
We're talking about 6 hours after the others.
Yeah.
I finally got to see it. It was mediocre. We had, oh, I don't want to die. Well, you're going to die because the freaking king of the whatever their names are, Quincy's, needs your freaking powers to beef up his bodyguards. Oh no, his beefed up bodyguards can do whatever they freaking want. No one gives a damn.
Nobody cares.
And now he's like, move out of my way, fat man. I'm like, oh, go away. Just, can we have Ichigo come in and start fighting? Maybe even Byakuya.
Yeah. So it
And
wasn't a good chapter then.
No, we haven't seen Ichigo in like 20 chapters. I don't need this shit.
So we don't really need to talk about it much more than that.
No.
So it doesn't sound like it was very good. Do you fancy talking about what you've been either watching or reading then? Because you said you've actually been watching some anime this week.
Yeah, I carried on Fate Stay Night. Ultimate Blade Works.
Yeah.
Really, really loving it. And because I'm loving it that much, I love the animation. God, that animation is gorgeous. I started watching Fate Zero.
Well, you're going to watch them both at the same time?
I am watching both at the same time.
That's weird. I can't do that. I can't watch multiple series
and
at
I
the same time.
don't give a damn. It's so good.
My plan is to watch... So I'm going to watch Fate Stay Night, which I have the original on DVD.
Yeah.
Once I finish that, I'll watch Fate Stay Night, Ultimate Blade Works, the movie, because there's a movie of it. Then watch Fate Zero, and then watch Fate Stay Night, Ultimate Blade Works, the series. That's my plan. I'm going to watch it all like that.
Watch Fate Zero, please.
Good. I'm gonna. That goes after the Fate Stay Night, Ultimate Blade Works movie.
Assassins. Oh my god, this has been... I found a really cool character in it that I really, really like.
Is it a girl by any chance?
No.
Oh.
It is the Rider.
His name's just Ryder, isn't it? Yeah. Everyone likes him.
No, he's actually got, like, his real name is the King of Conquerors. I can't remember his actual, like, full name. But his like, piece is the Rider. And he's so cool, he's so outlandish. He comes down in the middle of the fight between the spear guy and Saber.
Yeah.
Just like plonks himself right down in the middle of them and goes, join me, and when my master gets hold of the Holy Grail, we'll conquer the world, and you can be my subordinates. So good.
My favourite character, and this was just from looking at him, was Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh is cool, but he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
So I don't like him as well. I really, really don't like him because he's like, you're all dicks, I hate you. You don't have the right to look at me.
Yeah, that's why I like him.
But I don't like him for that. I really, as I say, I like the Rider because also his like master is really weak.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Yuki kind of master.
Yuki?
Kind of a bit, like, he cowers away.
Oh, yeah.
He's not very strong.
Yeah.
And, like, Rider takes him up onto the bridge and dangles him at the bridge. Like, sits him down on the bridge and starts drinking as he watches the fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm going to go to the fight now. And his master's like, oh my god, I'm not going. I don't want to go to the fight. He's like, okay, I'll leave you here.
Just drop it.
No, because, like, he's on top of the bridge, right?
Yeah.
You know the Time Bridge, the green one, which has like the metal struts.
Yeah.
He's on top of one of those metal struts at the top, so he could easily fall off.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, please don't leave me." Puts him onto the thing and just flicks him on the head. The rider flicks his master on the head because he's getting so annoyed with him.
Yeah. So, so you've been watching Armour Blade Works, the series,
and Fate Zero.
How much of Fate Zero have you watched?
I'm about 6 episodes in.
Oh, so you've actually watched a bit, because the first episode's like an hour long.
Yeah, and I'm really loving it. We're seeing some epic things. I have certain characters that I don't like. I have certain characters that I really, really like.
The animation's really nice, isn't it?
God damn, the animation's so good. Oh. And Stay Night, Ultimate Blade Works. I'm having to wait for the next episode to come out.
Yeah, because they're both on Crunchyroll, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, in beautiful 1080. It looks so good.
Oh, it does.
I
watched that when I'm in bed. It's so good, and I don't know how much I can sing its praises.
Yeah.
I still won't be able to.
As I said, so I, apart from the mandatory episode of One Piece and Naruto, I have watched an approximate episodes of Zero this week. I have watched no anime. None. The main reason is the series I'm watching is really boring. I've been watching Gasaraki still, which is 3 weeks I've been watching it now. And it's so hard to finish. I've only got 4 more episodes left.
Do you want to just bash out?
Yeah, I'm going to just bash one out. No.
Oh, it's so bad. Right.
Tonight, I'm going to finish the last 4 episodes.
It's painful. I'm glad that I'm at the moment in a really, really good mood.
Yeah. So,
Fate Zero.
So, Gasaraki is easily one of the most boring series I've ever watched. And as I said, if I was streaming it, which I could have, because you can stream it legally on YouTube from Manga UK, which I was so surprised at, I would have stopped watching it. I would have dropped it. But because I've bought it, I feel like I need to finish it.
You're obliged to watch it.
Yeah. And basically it's holding me off from watching Fate Stay Night. So it's like, it's killing me knowing that after I finish
Fate Stay Night is so good.
After I finish this, I have the choice between watching Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero and Code Geass. They are the 2 shows I'm holding off.
If I'm honest, the way that I would watch it, watch Fate Zero first.
See,
there is a reason behind it. There is a reason behind it.
If you watch it in chronological order, you would watch Fate Zero first. But I like to watch things in the way they're released, just because, so Fate Stay Night, if you watch Fate Zero first, you kind of don't know the characters as well, if that makes sense. And that's my main reason. I'm going to watch it in release order, so.
The reason why I say it is there is a character in Fate Stay Night in which one of the guys that is fighting for the Holy Grail has said that he wants her released if he gets it, and then you just sit there and you're like, all right, does that mean that he's done it? Oh.
That's what a lot of people are saying. That's why you should watch the original series, which came out in like 2006 first, because Fate Zero says things that reference Fate Stay Night, so it's hard to understand if you watch it the weird way around. But I don't care. I'm going to watch it in release order anyway. But the reason as well that I've been able to not watch any anime and still not kill myself is because I've been reading so much manga recently. I finally finished Bakuman. And right after I finished it, I messaged you and I was like, just finished Bakuman. Hard to say it's anything less than perfect. I cried so hard when I finished it.
You cry at everything.
I do cry at everything, but it wasn't even sad. It was really happy, the ending. But I was just like, oh, I finished it. I want to read it again. And I read the last volume again.
That's
But
good though.
yeah, it was perfect. And the thing is, it was so good. The ending wrapped everything up nicely. I was happy with the ending. But if there was more, I would have been so happy.
Yeah.
That's how an ending should go for me.
Oh, I mean, for me, I have had no manga to read this week apart from the obligatory 3.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. I've not been reading much. I've been, as I say, bombing
Yeah.
Fate Zero.
So one thing I'm going to say is my manga recommendation to everyone is Bakuman. It is 20 chapters long, 20 volumes long. I think it's 176 chapters. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I recommend it to anyone. If you enjoy the manga business, it's really good because it's an insight to the manga world. It shows how Shonen Jump works. It shows how the survey system works, how the sales of manga works. It's really, really interesting. And the character designs are actually related to real people, which is kind of cool. I really like it when shows do that. One Piece does it. The admirals are famous Japanese actors, and I always think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But, so I finished Bakuman. I finished that
Yeah.
on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, it was Tuesday or Monday, I can't remember. And then I started reading Chobits, which I've already watched the series to. I've read 4 volumes of it, and I'm about halfway through the 5th. So I'm over halfway through the series now, and it's really good. One thing I will say, Chobits the anime is really good. I recommend it to anyone as like their first series to watch that doesn't have any fighting in.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is the manga is a lot dirtier than the anime. So the anime has almost very, very little fan service, and the fan service is very innocent. But the manga is just like so much worse. There are panty shots everywhere. There are people with their tits out, and it's like a lot more swearing. I don't think there was any swearing in the anime. But yeah, it was just weird to me because sometimes anime actually takes it a little bit further. So it's just the opposite to what I was used to.
Right. Shall we move on to the quick final bit? I've got, unfortunately, things that are majorly coming up soon.
No problem. What? So the last topic I wrote down.
Yep. Let's just
What?
run on.
Your anime guilty pleasure or manga, whichever one you want.
I quite like a few different ecchi.
Yeah, you're an ecchi fan, to be fair.
It's just funny because usually you find that they're comedic at the same time.
They usually are.
So they make me laugh, and that's what makes me like them.
What's your favourite one? Because I think I already know the answer.
King Daomo.
Did you prefer that over DxD?
Yes.
You did.
Because that cucumber moment.
So yeah, because I recommended that one to you. I've not watched it.
Yeah.
But
It's so funny.
You actually really enjoyed it, which was quite cool.
It was less ecchi, more. It had its ecchi moments in it, but it had a lot of action in it.
Yeah.
High School DxD is once again a really, really good one. Same as Kill la Kill. Ecchi. I would class that as ecchi because, god damn.
Yeah.
Those outfits.
It's ecchi shonen very much. Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that I really like, along with Clanad. Clan's kind of a guilty pleasure. Although I say that I watch it, it's the whole. It's a really emotional show, and being a bloke that doesn't like shown emotions much, to have a show that does that and then be saying, "Yeah, I watch it because it makes me upset."
Yeah, that kind of relates to my guilty pleasure. One of my guilty pleasures. I like any show that can make me cry. Literally.
Yeah.
Apart from one show that made me cry, which was Chrono Crusade. And the only reason I cried at that was because it was so bad.
I don't think I recommended that one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But, and I recommended a good show to you as well. I gave you Genshiken. But yeah, I would say that's my guilty pleasure. I like shows that make me feel sad. Or I do not know why. If a show can make me sad and cry, it instantly bumps up in my level of favouriteness. But there is one show and manga series which is just such a guilty pleasure to me. And I recommend it to people all the time, and every single person takes one look at it and says, nope, not going to watch it, not going to read it. And it makes me so sad. I really want you to watch it. It's called School Rumble.
I'll give it a go. At the moment, I'm finishing Fate Zero. Once Fate Zero is finished,
yeah,
I shall then be open to more suggestions.
Yeah,
I was going to get Kuroke no Basket to watch.
Yes, it's so good. It's on Crunchyroll.
I know.
Yeah. So School Rumble was it was one of those shows I watched on a complete whim. I knew nothing about it. I had no idea what it was about. I knew nothing. I just watched it because I needed something to watch. It was so much fun. Like, the story sucks, the animation sucks, the dub's okay, the Japanese voice acting's fine, but the characters are so much fun. And I literally, one of the female characters, she's in my top 3 female characters, which are Mizaki, from Welcome to the NHK, Maho from Beck, and Yakumo from School Rumble. They are my 3 favourite female characters, right?
Yeah.
I fell in love with her. I was watching it like, she's the perfect human being. I was just watching it the whole time like, if any person I could take from an anime and make them into real life, it would be her. She was like so nice to everyone in the series. And everyone was horrible to her. It was like, I don't know why. I just loved it so much. That is my guilty pleasure, is that one series. Because I just love it. And I cannot explain why. I just can't explain why.
No, that's good.
But, yeah, that's the thing with guilty pleasures. I'd say my original guilty pleasure was Clanad. Because I watched it, I realised it was kind of a girly show, in a way, even though it's a harem.
Yeah.
But I couldn't not tell people how good it was. It's so fucking good.
I wouldn't class it as your standard harem, though.
Oh, yeah. The first season is a standard harem. The second season is no harem. It's complete romance. Complete baseball bat molestation of emotions. Oh, that second season. My absolute anime recommendation over everything else that's ever been created is Clanad and Clanad After Story.
They are masterpieces.
Yes. They are... I don't know if I've ever said it, but in my ranking system that I do, Clanad and Clanad After Story is right at the top. With like a 9.6, I think, ish. That's really fucking high. I mean, that's the highest I can imagine myself ever giving a show.
Well, that's good. At least you're finding something that you enjoy. And as I've said to many of people, if it's a show that you enjoy, watch it. Don't give a crap what other people say.
Yep. That stands for everything.
Naruto is something that every single person that classes themselves as a real otaku freaking says that, oh, you're a scumbag because you like Naruto. And I'm just like, no, it just makes me someone that actually enjoys watching something for the sake of watching it. Yeah. I don't care if it's not standard. That's why someone classed me the other day as a weeaboo. I got classed as a weeaboo the other day because I stated that I didn't like Ruby.
Ruby sucks though. It
Yeah,
really does suck.
I don't like the animation. I don't like any of it.
There's one thing I do like about Ruby, and I can't not point out the soundtrack.
I've not really listened to it because I didn't watch it much. Because I started watching it, I had to turn it off because I hated it.
The reason I couldn't watch it was the voice acting. The voice acting was really bad.
Voice acting bad. Animation was bad. End of.
Yeah.
That to me automatically means you've lost me. Doesn't matter how good the story is. If the voice acting and the animation are crap, I can't watch something like that.
But the soundtrack was really good. It had really, really, really good opening, really good music to it.
Yeah, right. Well, that's pretty much it. And people were saying, "Oh, you're a weeaboo because you won't watch something that is not a Japanese created anime." It's not that. I don't give a damn if it's from Denmark. Just make sure that it's something that's actually of a reasonable standard.
Yeah.
If it's not of a reasonable standard, I'm not going to freaking watch it, and then you can just deal without it.
Ruby's one of those classic examples of it got as big as it did because of the people who make it. If it wasn't made by Rooster Teeth and it was made by, let's say, Studio Bones. Say Studio Bones made it. If they made Ruby and released it, people say, "What the fuck is this? This is shit compared to the other stuff you've released." But because Rooster Teeth make it, and I like Rooster Teeth, I watch their stuff.
I'm subscribed to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
I don't go down.
But Ruby was a disappointment. It wasn't very good. But it has its fans.
Yeah. It's the same as Naruto. Naruto has its fans.
Same as almost any show. It has a set of fans.
If you're a fan of something, well done. Don't insult somebody because
they're a fan of something else. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I will say to anybody, if you watch this show and you insult somebody by calling them a weeaboo, don't class yourself as an otaku. I'm sorry, don't. Because a weeaboo, that they like Japan. Yeah, right, great. Well done. You're an otaku. I class myself as an otaku. I am a socially inept person. I admit it, I'm socially inept. I love my anime, I love my gaming, and that's my life, right? I game, I watch anime, I do jokes, that's it. If you are the same person as me or someone else, and you class yourself as someone like that, don't go insulting other people just because they like the Japanese culture as well.
Yeah.
It's not right. You wouldn't want it if someone insulted you by calling you an otaku, because otaku can be classed as a derogatory term. Don't freaking do it. Otherwise, you're a douchebag. I'm sorry. My rant over.
Yeah. With your rant being over, shall we end the show?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
It's a fairly short one this week. It's only an hour. Well, just under an hour.
God. Yeah, that's a really short show.
Yeah, well, for us it is, but that's actually a pretty decent length. Yeah, so with that, this has been episode 8. I hope everyone enjoyed the recent chapters of Naruto. Feel free to comment in the comment section about it. I'm just not going to read it.
I'll be moderating them.
Yeah, you'll be moderating them. I will not be reading it. Yeah, and one thing, we've had somebody asked to be on the show. We're always welcoming people, looking to see what we can do with it.
Yeah.
Thanks if you do come on. Unfortunately, you're going to make me have to edit the overlay, which I hate doing. I literally make a smaller amount of edits as I can. So
we might actually, if we're going to have guests on, we might change the format.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. Right, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, see you later, guys.
See ya.